Hi guys, welcome to Production with Jolie on Jolie TV Global. It's your girl Jolie. How are you guys doing? On today's production, I just want to do a quick, rundown of the story of Iniubong Umoren. I don't know if you guys have been following the story. If you have not, then let me just give you a brief, story on that. Well, it's about a young Nigerian lady who was killed in search of a job. She was actually contacted through the social media, through Twitter. She put up a post that she was in need of a job. Then a young guy also, you know, offered her a job via Twitter, giving her an address to come and visit, to come for the interview. So the young lady, on the quest to getting a job, and back on journey that she never returned back alive. Well, her story, I will say, I will link that also too, so that you guys can watch it. Is really a very sad one. At the end of the day, she never got the job. She never had her life at the end of the day. So she died. She was actually raped and killed, also buried by the young guy who offered her a job through Twitter. But in his story is something all of us need to learn from. It's something that has been happening consistently, because I know I've heard about a story like that too. Even here in the state, I have come across a documentary too of a young man too who was also invited for a job interview, in a place, and unfortunately for him too, he was killed by the guy who invited him for a job. But in the case of Ini, she we I would say that um we were able to hear or learn what happened to her, because she kept communication with her friend, her best friend, and also her family. So that helped to, be able to at least have, a little bit knowledge of how she died, even though we don't have the clear picture. The guy in question is, I like it from the last story I saw early today, being interviewed by the police. He said a whole lot of, I don't know how we said it, of crap, that some unbelievable, the dead cannot speak. So he's saying his own side of the story, and his body language says a lot. If I'm to judge from what he's saying, he looks like somebody who is reading from a script. So if the police can do their job, investigate properly, there's a lot there's a lot to that story. Ini was not the first person, like he said. There were about 5 or 6 of his victims. Ini was just a little bit lucky, even though she lost her life. For people, I would say, I don't want to say it's a good thing at the end of the day, but she was, the last victim that brought out, the story to the limelight, even though she lost her life. So, in learning from Ini's story, that brings to mind, because I know I've done a lot of videos on the influence of social media. I've done, I've spoken a lot about influence on social media, and it's unfortunate that a lot of people still falls victim to social media scam, social media, influence and all that. But however, we are still learning, and we keep talking, and we keep educating people on how to manage their life on social media, and learn how to believe people on social media. Like I said in my previous videos, social media is is the worst place for you to, you know, want to have a role model, want to believe people, because it is easy for you to be scammed through the social media. easy for us to be influenced through the social media, because social media have a lot of fake people, fake influencers, fake role models, fake of everything. Trust me, if you need to be on social media, you should take the information you get there, with a pinch of salt. Just a little bit, compare, screen whatever information you're getting before you even use it or believe whatever you're saying, because there's a whole lot of fakeness in social media now. Like Ini's case, she was promised a job or called to come for a job interview. She never suspected anything, but that's what you get from you know on social media. There's a lot of fake people. You have scammers there, you have rapists there, you have people pretending to be who they are not. I've heard a lot of stories, even from friends, that have been scammed through social media. People will call out, will promise what they cannot offer. There are a lot of people will come out, using fake identity, trying to, scam people. I have been, or almost been a victim to that. But, it's left for us to understand and know what to believe and what not to believe on social media. As more and more people get, entangled with the whole social media, influence, we will keep talking, we'll keep advising. Please, if you're on social media, if you want to be there, you need to be very careful. Be careful with what you post, be careful with the information you give out, be careful with exposing your location, especially if you're in Africa, because I keep saying Africa because of the technology over there. It's not that advanced. You need to be very, very careful. The only reason why Ini was situation was being known to the world was because she kept in a close communication with her friend and her sister. What if she was not that smart enough to let the family know where she was going and give every information? Even at the point of being killed, she recorded a 1 second of a voice message, which brought out the alarm that all was not well with her, because that was how the friend was able to detect that something was not right without her 1 second record. What if she didn't do that? So if you're living in a place like that, not just there, anywhere in the world, the social media is a place that you need to be very careful. If you are made an offer, you need to screen it. You need to ask yourself, is this good enough? Should I take this? You don't accept whatever somebody tells you. Be able to weigh it and ask yourself, this offer, how is it? Is it not too good to be real? Somebody cannot just wake up one day and offer you a mouth-watering job, or promise to take you abroad, because some of them would even promise to take you abroad. Some of them would even go as far as telling you, we have somebody abroad who wants to marry you, and we are quick to jump into such offers without asking questions. And these people, they have ulterior motive towards what their offer. And if you're not aware, a lot of people have died through that means that we do not know. Look at that young man. He has already, from his own count, killed 5 to 6 people. And to me, because I know he's not saying the truth, because looking at the evidences around him, looking at the shallow graves, looking at the textbooks, the certificate, a whole lot. Even when the NYC shoes that was found in the environment where Ini was killed, he said it belongs to the mother. So I'm wondering if the mother wears NYC shoes. These are shoes of students. These are shoes of NYC students who are looking for a job, or who are looking for placement or a place to serve. Who knows how many people have died in the hands of this young man. So please, when you suspect these not so good offers, especially with people you don't know, you don't know their, you can't even tell their location, because some of them even call with it international number. I've had an experience where somebody in Nigeria called me with an international number, claiming to be, to be abroad, but he's in Nigeria. So the scammers, they have gone, well, it's global. Let me put it that way. They have gone global. They have mastered their game to the point that you really don't even doubt what they're saying. So we need to be extremely very careful giving out your details, giving out your sometimes I ask myself, am I even the right person to give this advice? Because we fall victim to it every day. I have a friend of mine, whose mother was scammed, even though that was a very is an old lady. So she was called, I have problem with, you have problem with your bank, we want to do this. And she was quick to give out her BVN number, she was quick to give out her ATM number, and the entire money in her account was wiped out. So these are things that the ways that scammers use each day. So we need to be extremely careful with the social media. I've spoke at length on this topic, on my one of my previous videos, but we'll keep talking about it, because when we get stories like this, stories that touch the heart. Look at this young lady, an orphan who has suffered many years trying to get an education, and now it's time for her to look for a job, even though looking for a job in a country like Nigeria, because if it's a well stabilized society, it ought not to be like that young girl wouldn't have died the way she did. But Nigeria is a place of survival of the fittest. She did what she thought was the best by posting that she needs a job on the social media, and somebody who with an ulterior motive took advantage of it and raped this young girl, and not just raping her, he killed her in the process and buried her. It was really a very sad one. And I hope that justice will be served for Iniubong, because she truly deserves justice. And we pray that the authority, what we can do is just pray, because the way the story is going already, you can see that there's a lot of cover up for the young man, that when the people are on top are involved in such crime, there's a whole lot of backup. So we just hope and pray that she gets the justice she needs at the end of the day. And let's not forget, like I'm always saying in all my videos, please be careful when the offer looks too good to be real. Please be careful. Sit, relax, make your own investigation, ask questions if possible. Check out whoever is making the offer. Try to find out the face behind the message. If you get let me say a text message, for instance, that you're not aware of, because scammers, if you ask me, they are human beings. They are people who you can go back and check. If you can sit and relax and take your time to make your investigation, you'll find out that it is wrong. But because we are too quick to take some offers, or we are too overzealous in grabbing such offers, that's why we don't take the time to make investigation before accepting some of these offers from scammers. Some of them, why would somebody call you, for instance, claiming that you won a lottery or money or something you never even in the first place, you have no business with, you never bought a lottery ticket? Why will you win lottery? Why would somebody call you and said, I have a juicy business for you in Africa, I have an oil well in Africa, come and be a part of it, or come and you want to buy? if not for a little bit of greed, I don't think somebody will come in and say, oh, I have an oil well to sell, then I want to go and buy, or Julie, you have won so amount of money, then I will just take it that way. And I know that I never entered into such lottery or whatever it may be. So we should take our time, to look at some, screen some messages. If you get a call that you don't understand, it's an unknown number to you, it's not a familiar number to you, you shouldn't even pick the call. If it's a missed call, don't even bother calling back, because these are means that your details can be scanned. If somebody call you and you don't know, and the person is a scammer, as soon as you pick, all your data is being cloned. And even if it's a missed call and you call back, it's the same thing. Before you know it, your bank account is empty. And these people now, the social media has made it even simpler for them. We know the story of our brother Hush Puppy. The social media has made it so simple for them that they can now, go to the internet and create messages that looks very real to people. And they are getting the naive people, very innocent people, who within them, they're not well informed about the process at which these people follow. So please, we're still gonna be talking more and more on this, while we educate more people, so that we don't keep seeing people falling into victim, especially somebody like young and innocent, an orphan who had just died the way she did. And this young man was able to succeed through the influence of social media. And apart from that, he knew her needs, because she put out the information, I need a job. And he said, oh, and he took advantage of it. Oh, she needs a job, let me offer her a job. And at the end of the day, you look at his plan was just to rape the innocent girl and kill her. Who knows? Maybe because from the previous stories we read about the young guy, he has been doing that, and there's a story that says he even sell human parts. So who knows the truth? Allegedly. So we don't know. If that is true, who knows how many people have died in the hands of this young man, especially our ladies. Please, we'll keep talking about our ladies. Please, let's be careful with the influence of social media. Let's be careful what we put out there for people to know about us. Let's be careful with information we pick from the internet. Let's be careful who influences us, like the influencers. Some of them, they live very fake life, and we're here, they're trying to be like them, and they are actually not even half of what you are. So let's be careful with everything. Like, this video is it's not a happy one, but because we have lost somebody in the process. But we'll keep preaching, we keep talking about it until it gets across to everybody. Please, let's be careful. Well, this is your girl Jolie on Jolie TV Global. Well, I'm aware that I have new subscribers. Please, I want to say welcome on board. Thank you for subscribing to Jolie TV Global. Please don't forget that subscription button. Please don't forget that like button. And don't forget to share. You never can tell who is in dear need of this little information. It might not be useful to you, but it might be useful to somebody. It might be useful to somebody who is very, very naive. Don't keep the information to yourself. Somebody might find it interesting, and it might also be very useful to the person. Like I used to say in all my videos, when I see you next time, I will always bring you more and more interesting topics to discuss. Like I used to say in all my videos. Adios.
Have you subscribed to Jolie TV Global? Subscribe!